Hey everybody, Joe Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. I'm a little bit late today. Got in late and I just didn't get everything going on time. So, sorry about that. Anyways, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor, and it is a Monday, and it looks as if we are moving. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. I got this. Let me see if I get the TikTok here. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Ay. There we go. There we go. Now we're live on TikTok. Was live on lost my Facebook feed, but I'm on Twitch, I'm on Periscope, and I'm on YouTube. So I'm on the important ones. Anyways, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor, and it is Monday, and it looks as if we haven't seen a follow through day yet, and I'm going to explain exactly what that is later in the show. But we've got some nice movement on stock today, and I just wanted to kind of show you this. The Dow up earlier was up 400 points, and the market is rebounding. So it's looking fairly decent. I haven't really gone in anything. Haven't gone in full force yet. I'm still largely in cash, waiting for the follow through day, but we may be close to that. So I kind of want to go over that just really with you really quickly. Again, the market is in a confirmed uptrend, which is a good thing. We're up 1.75% today. Very good, $193. And the NASDAQ is at 11,268, which is great, because if it stays above that 11,000, then I think we're on the mend. S&P is up as well, as is the Dow Jones. So everything kind of looks like it's moving. The only issue here is that volume is a little bit low, tad low. Lower than I'd like to see it, but it is coming up. Now, the question is, what is a follow-through day? Well, I will tell you what a follow-through day is. Basically, if you have an attempted rally, and we basically started the attempted rally on Wednesday of last week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today is Monday. Basically, on day 4 or later of the attempted rally, there must be a strong volume up from the previous day, and we don't really have that today. So we don't really have, unfortunately, a follow through day. We're trying, but we're not quite there. So if we have basically 4 days of upward motion on the attempt, and we sort of do, even though we had 3 days up and then one kind of pulled back to the 50-day line. So basically, we've been attempting. And we're sort of almost there, but we're not quite there. So we don't quite have a follow through day yet. Now, why is a follow through day important? Well, because that is the signal that tells us that we have continued. We're in an uptrend, but that's time to put the chips back on the table. As you remember, a few weeks ago, I basically said, we were in a correction and we'd pulled down, and it wasn't time, and it was time to pull money off the table. And that's what I did. And I've been kind of waiting to come back in. I want to come back in to the market, but it hasn't been the time. So we're not quite at the follow through day, but that's what a follow through day is. So it's a very interesting thing that you should be aware of, because really what you want to do, you don't want to come back into the market until there's a follow through day. And I want to show you the spider today, but we're making some good progress. This is the 50-day line, and of course the black line is the 200-day. As you can see, we've gone 1, 2, and then we're down on the 3rd day, and then up on the 4th day. So we don't have enough volume yet to call this a follow through day, but we're getting close to a follow through day. Once we have this follow through day, then we can go back in more strongly into the positions like before. So very, very good. Now, also, I want to show you the QQQ. This is where most of my investing is going on, and that's because typically these are where the growth stocks are, is in the QQQ. By the way, this is the NASDAQ 100 Trust, and it is very, very large. It includes basically all the top 100 stocks in the NASDAQ. And that's, of course, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, all the good ones are in there. Tesla's in there on the QQQ. So there you go. It is above 275, which is very good because that's sort of a key metric that we, that's sort of a key metric for us at that level, is about that 275 level. So, kind of important when it comes to that. We want to be at that 275 level for the QQQ. So let's see what else we've got. Well, I have a stock of the day. Oops, that's the wrong day. There we go. It is not October 2nd, it's October 5th. So let's show that correctly. There we go. So this is a company called SailPoint Technology, and it has moved into a very good one. There was a sort of a gap up here, and there's relative strength on this chart is 97, which is excellent. We had a very, very strong movement. And the reason this is so important is because when we have this little Easter egg here kind of thing, that means that this is the most volume since the pivot. And really the pivot is right about here. So we are very, 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 very close to the pivot. This passes on all areas. So this is one you might want to look. This is a very, very good group. It's also first in its group, and it's in the top group. So SailPoint Technologies, SAIL. I put this on the small portfolio in the watch list, so to kind of give you an idea of kind of what I'm talking about there. But it's in the small portfolio, and not in. I haven't bought it yet. I'm trying to buy it at the right price. I'm trying to buy it in the buy zone, which we'll see if we can do it. But it's definitely in there. And so SailPoint Technology, SAIL, it's one that you might want to take a look at really quick, just so I could show you what I am holding currently. These are my current holdings. I have Oracle, and it's up just slightly. Taiwan Semi, it's up quite nicely. This is the one I've been waiting on this. I was like, when is this thing going to move? It looks like it's making its move now. So that's very nice. That's good to see. Taiwan Semi. Tesla, of course, I'm in that as well. And I've been in that for some time. I just sold a call option, kind of a long one for me. I sold an October 20 450 call, and that price on that was $40.95. So it's pretty good pricing on that for that call. Sorrento Therapeutics, of course, I'm in. That's up a little bit, and Fastly. So those are the ones that I am currently in, just to kind of give you an idea of kind of where I'm coming from. So let's go over to the questions. Thanks for holding on. Thanks for waiting out, and thanks for waiting. I'm sorry, was it the buy point on Apple? Let me see if I can give you a good buy point on Apple. Here's the thing about Apple. I'd be careful about Apple until there's a follow through day. We're not quite there yet. We're getting there, but we're not quite there. And again, of course, the follow through day is if we have 4 up days in a row or thereabouts, and that's a rally, then we want to see a very, very good volume on that 4th day. We're not quite there yet, so it's not probably the time to make a move on Apple. It's time to get it ready in its quiver, but it's not time to make the move. Now, basically for Apple, what I can show you on this on this buying is that it's basically hanging on the 40-day line. This is a little bit weaker than I'd like. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of hard to see on this chart, but there's a little green line below this, and that's the 21-day exponential. So we are basically at a level about, it is buyable at this level, about 115, but it's not on essentially a very, very good pattern. The last really good pattern for this was way back, So let's flip over the daily chart, see if I can give you anything tactically to buy it. Earnings per share, earnings is in 24 days, so we want to be kind of careful coming into those earnings. I'm just trying to find a good place to buy this. I think it's buyable at the 21-day line at 113.72, but there's just weak volume here. I want to wait for a follow through day on this before I buy that. And basically, the follow through day is that I want to see more conviction in the market before I buy this. I'm still not really ready to go in with both hands, just because there hasn't been a follow through day. But I suspect a follow through day this week. Hopefully, we'll have one, and that would be really good. Uranium stocks. Well, here's the thing about uranium stocks. I would like uranium stocks, but the problem with the uranium is that really since the 1980s, uranium hasn't done very well, mainly because of the opposition to nuclear power, which is unfortunate, because we could solve a lot of our problems if we used like steady state reactors, stuff like that. But the well's been poisoned. It's like a lot of things in energy. There's a lot of sacred cows in energy, and so for instance, even stuff like that we call fossil fuels. Well, that's a misnomer, because actually, if you really knew that the fossil fuel, oil and gas actually regenerates itself after time. Now, I know that's a crazy to say that, but there is a book out there, The Depot Biosphere, that everybody should read regarding that. So I just don't think uranium stocks are really the place to be, just to be honest. So that's what I really have to say about them. What do you think about Boeing now? Well, here's the problem with Boeing. With the reduced demand for travel, this is the problem with Boeing, and just Boeing doesn't really, its chart doesn't look that good. And I'll show you the chart right now. I just don't want to buy this chart, at least on technical grounds. I don't like Boeing. And why? Because you can see this is the 200-day moving average. This is the black line here. It's pointed downwards, and we don't like them when they're pointed downwards. Also, the relative strength is 14. That just isn't really good. Let's look at the buying criteria, just so we can see the buying checklist. The buying checklist is not good enough. It's only 4 out of 9, and it needs to be at least 6 out of 9 for me to consider it. So I just cannot be a fan of Boeing right at this time. I mean, not to be, I'm not trying to be negative, but I just don't think I don't think it's going to end well with Boeing. Boeing needs to bottom a little bit before you can do anything there. So my thoughts on it. Katrina, great. How would you think about GDRX? Well, let's look at GDRX to see if I can find a point. GDRX. And GDRX, good RX. Yeah, this has been a recent IPO. Here's the thing about this: this is a watch list stock. This is not a buy, and the reason it isn't is because typically with IPOs, you want to wait at least 3 months. And why do you want to do that? Well, because there is something called the IPO base, and basically what happens when a stock is IPO'd, it comes out, and then it typically will move lower for about a month or so, and then as it starts the share starts to change hands, and if it's a good issue, then it'll start to move up. So the first movement typically in an IPO is what they call an IPO base, and that typically lasts 3 months. Unfortunately, this has not been around. This IPO'd a little bit too soon, so we're not ready to go with this. We really have to wait probably until, I would say, a minimum of January timeframe. But this is a good one to put on your watch list. It's got several issues that I don't like about it. Its relative strength is only 31, which is not good enough. And let's look at the criteria. It's 5 out of 9, which is okay, but it's not really good enough. I need 6 out of 9 in order to be in it. So I would have to pass on GoodRx. That's my opinion. It sounds cool, but I just think let's wait a little bit of time. Let's see if it firms up, and let's see if there's some more institutional sponsorship on it. So right now, I can't give you a green light on that, but yeah, that's my take on it. Anyways, SPY is up on very low volume. Okay, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. That's right. The spider is up on a very low volume. That's why I'm a little bit cautious about going in with all hands, because we're not really at what they call a follow through day yet. A follow through day, of course, is when it moves up. The market moves up basically for 4 days, and then it has that fourth day has tremendous volume to the upside. We're just not there. Light volume, not a lot of conviction here. So Now, you're right to be careful. This is a kind of a time to be careful. Let me just show you the daily chart on the spider again, kind of giving a little bit more information on that. It is pulled above the 50-day, which is good, but it looks like it may be trying to make a rally, but the volume here is a problem, and you're absolutely right on that. So it's still, even though we're in a confirmed uptrend, we want to be real picky about what we buy right now. It just is not it's just not a powerful uptrend, and we want to be careful on this. Carefulness without this volume. CBAY and WWR. So let's look at CBAY. 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 See if I can give you a Kimberly Therapeutics. It's sort of a penny stock. Not really. It's under $10, but that's kind of in the low range. I typically like to see stocks at least $10, but there's some good ones that aren't. It just came through a buy point, interestingly enough, on a consolidation base. This is a second stage base, and it looks like it did break out. So that's awesome. The pivot on this is 709. It's really buyable only up to about 735, but we're so close, 760. This is looking pretty good, actually. It's a little bit extended. It's 6 out of 9, which is good. That's acceptable. Definitely, we're in the range with that. We have increasing fund ownership. I like that very, very much. It looks, and let's look at the sector that it's in, because that's important as well. 78's not bad out of 197. So we're definitely, trending towards the top, which is we like to be in the top 20% of the sectors. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's good. Would I buy it right at this moment? Well, it looks like it's breaking out. 98 is very good, and it does have some very, very good things going on here. I would watch this one. I would probably, as opposed to, let me see if I can give you a better bet on this. I would look at a stock, a little bit different stock. It's a little bit more expensive. It's called EBS, Emergent Biosolutions. Let's look at the chart on that one. Yeah, not as good either. I like the relative strength better. 78. So yeah, I mean, this is a good one. This is a good stock, but I would not buy it. Probably watch list. WWR for this one. WWR. Let's take a look at WWR. WWR. And that's Westwater Resources. Oh, uranium properties. Okay. Uranium is interesting. Definitely a penny stock. It's moved up, 97 relative strength. That's excellent. A lot of strength there. That's good. I don't know why this one is up, though. That's interesting. What's the story on this one? 28. That's good. Metals and mining. Let's see if the fund ownership. No, it doesn't have enough funds. I don't like this. Checklist. It's okay. Pretty good. Let's look if there's any options. I don't think there are any options on this one. Maybe there are. Yeah, there's a call put. Not a lot of options on it. I would say on this one, I would take a pass on this one too, just because I don't know I just don't know about the uranium mining sector as well. I just don't know what's causing the uranium to be in demand. So I just don't really know. I don't really know that. Let me see. Make sure that I am. Hopefully my audio is working here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it should be. It should be on. Okay, great. I just want to check because I've had trouble with this audio before, so maybe it's off. Okay, let me take a look at the people on TikTok. I've been not as good with that. Okay, so let's see. 19 here. Where do I start? What websites to use for trading? Well, you know what? Good idea. One of the best ways to get started is to learn sort of a little bit about the CanSlim method. And you can do that on my website. Super easy to go to. It's www.DallasTradingFloor. And this is kind of what it looks like. This is, www.tradingfloor. That's the URL for it. And this is the homepage. If you want to get the free trailers, you just sign up here, first and last name, and then hit the subscribe button. Also, and I just point you over here to the Learn to Trade bookshelf. And basically, the first book I think you should read is probably How to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System, Good Times or Bad. And this is by William O'Neill, and he outlines the CanSlim system. So it's just really good. And then this is the companion book, the Getting Started book, and then some more advanced reading as well. So that's how I would start initially, is with getting the O'Neill book, because I think it's very powerful in terms of learning kind of what is going on. Okay. About some Apple. Okay. Well, Apple is quite good. A little bit early in Apple. What do you think of WWR? Well, again, it's sort of a penny stock. I can't give you a really good view of it because uranium. I'm not that big into mining stocks. If I'm gonna be into any mining stocks at all, they're going to be the gold mining stocks. And unfortunately, my favorite one, KL, was taken off the major list. So, but just so that I can show you kind of where my watch list is right now, and this is in the small portfolio, just kind of wanted to show you what stocks I'm looking at currently. And this is, I just put this one on today. It's called Sell Point, and it's a little bit extended, but it's buyable basically at 41.39, and it meets all 9 of the criteria for buying. And it's also number 1 in its category, and I think it's going to be very powerful. Also, I like Fastly. Fastly is back in a buy range, but it's buyable off the 21-day moving average. That's another one that I think that you might want to look at. Is Fastly, FSLY. But if you want to get more about this, if you want to get access to this particular this particular list, it's super easy. All you do is go to www.tradingfloor, and then you just take a look at this is what the site looks like. Just go ahead and put your first and last name and email in there and submit, and then I'll send you out the link. It's totally free, by the way. So that's kind of the thing. And then also I have the email list. This is the trade alerts. This is how I'm trading things. Totally free too. First and last, and subscribe there. So that's kind of the way to get started with that. So without more ado, let's go back over to can't hear or see anything. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'm broadcasting to YouTube. Should be. Oh, me either. Is he visible on TikTok? Well, goodness. Maybe